Really, the only word for it is...
Transparent tech, baby! You do not know how excited I was to see this product being released. I loved the era of transparent tech. The Game Boys, the Nintendo 64, the Apple product. And honestly, I did not think we would be seeing another transparent Apple product anytime. But we did get the colors back, so maybe there is a moment coming for transparent technology. If you're confused why I said Apple when it's Beats, that's because Apple actually took over Beats back in 2014, so they own it. So essentially, this is an Apple product, and if you don't know, this actually means that this product has a lot of the technology from the Apple AirPods and AirPods Pro generation. And that's exciting because if you use Android devices, you can also enjoy this Apple quality or Apple style tech. Or if you're just an Apple lover, you can get a transparent product that also works just like you'd expect AirPods to work. Now you can tell I'm super hyped about this product, but unfortunately, spoiler alert, I actually didn't love these buds. And it pains me to say that because I haven't been more excited about a tech product in a long time. So let's get into my review. I'm going to take you through the pros and cons and hopefully help you make your mind up about whether you want to get them for yourself or not. So in the box of the Beats Studio Buds Plus, you're going to be getting the buds themselves, a small USB-C to USB-C charging cable, and something that's new, you get 4 sets of ear tips or earbuds. Large, medium, small, with the medium already installed on the buds, and now a new extra small ear tip or ear tips. Now this is something new that we've seen on the Apple AirPods Pro 2, and now, well, the Beats have the same thing. So as you can see, there's a crossover there, an overlap with Beats and Apple. But what's more important to note really is that these are the sort of new iteration of the Beats Studio Buds, and this one is the Plus. So that's the first new part about these buds. Besides the fact that these come in 3 new colors, we've got black and gold, an ivory whitish color, and of course the transparent buds that I am incredibly pumped about. But look, I've showed these to a bunch of people and I've got mixed reviews. It's very 50-50 of who likes transparency in their tech. Personally, I just absolutely geek out at being able to see all the little components, and I just think it looks really sick. You can see the screws, you can see the glue, you can see the hinge, you can see the battery, and it's just fascinating to me. And I also find it beautiful, whereas some people just think it's ugly and they don't get it and they have no appeal there. So it is what it is. But with all that being said, I haven't actually used the Beats Studio Buds before. I have used Beats Fit Pro, which are the more premium model in the Beats earbuds lineup, and they are a different shape. They're almost more similar to Apple AirPods or Apple AirPods Pro, but they have a little winged ear tip, which actually I find helps to keep the buds in your ear really well. I kind of liked that form factor the best out of most earbuds that I've used, like the Apple and the Beats. But going back to the design and comparing to the previous generation and now the Plus buds, I am a daily AirPods Pro Gen 2 user, and I've previously always used AirPods, but I also love the Sony Link Buds, or they call the Sony Link Buds S, and I'm a fan of the Google Pixel Buds. And compared to all those buds, but especially Apple's, I found this particular style of earbud, the shape and the case, incredibly fiddly and slippery. This was so upsetting to me because I just love this product. Well, I love it visually, right? So this is where things started coming undone for me, sadly. While I was filming this video, every time you try to pull the earbuds out of the case, I just found them really tricky to grip onto. And this is the same form factor as the previous generation. So I don't know if this is something that people have critiqued in the past. Maybe it was just a struggle for me, but I didn't love it. And I feel like some people in particular that maybe, you know, there's differences there with their mobility, they will really struggle. Or even if you just have really large fingers or, you know, bigger hands, I don't know how you grip these things. And aside to that, putting them back in the case, it took me like a week to get used to the orientation at which they go back in. And you might just think you're fucking stupid, but I just feel like they were fiddly all around. And the case itself, now I haven't held the other colored cases of any of the Beats Studio Buds range. The texture is really pleasant to hold, but it's just kind of slippery. That wasn't a big deal, but it's just something, you know, that I noticed. Also, this isn't necessarily a con, but the case size is somewhat on the large size. Like, it's definitely bigger than Google Pixel Buds and Apple AirPods of all kinds, and I guess also Samsung's buds. And I just always wonder, like, why? When we have the power to make it small, why so big? I've also met a lot of people and read a lot of comments from you guys saying that you like a slightly larger buds case because you are prone to losing your case and your buds. And so I totally get that. So it's not too big. and it's not super small. So maybe it's a beautiful, happy medium there. Next up, let's jump straight into audio quality. I loved it. So where the Beats absolutely performed for me was, you know, visually stunning, a little bit fiddly, but now sounding awesome. Currently, I'm using the Apple AirPods Pro Gen 2 as my dailies, and I'm obsessed with them. I think their audio quality is excellent, and I think the noise cancellation and the transparency modes are top tier. Those features are probably better than the audio quality in the AirPods. I would put the audio quality of these buds probably around the Apple AirPods Pro Gen 1's quality. It's got a lot of nuance, and you know, you can hear different instruments, it's very spatial, it's very pleasant, and there is some decent bass. It's just a really great listening experience. But I experienced a little bit of a hum or some kind of white noise when switching between transparency and noise cancellation. And I looked into this, and this is a thing that's been an issue with the Beats Studio Buds in the past. And I was able to fix it, but I think it was just weird. But if we just throw that out the window, pretend that didn't happen, the active noise cancellation is pretty good compared to my current daily drivers, Apple AirPods Pro Gen 2. It doesn't really compare. They're just so good. It's still excellent premium noise cancellation, and I'd recommend it. And if you haven't tried other buds that are, you know, maybe better, you'll be like, dang, these are amazing, Ellie. What are you talking about? And when it comes to transparency, that's also really good, but I would say it's not the best I've experienced. When you wear the AirPods Pro 2, you feel like you genuinely aren't wearing buds. Everything is just so transparent, you can hear everything. Whereas when you are listening to these Studio Buds Plus, you do get that slight I'm wearing earplugs effect, or I can hear the sound of my voice in my own head a little bit, which takes you out of the magic of excellent transparency. So of course you can hear things around you and it's fairly clear, but you're getting that kind of in your own head sound. And if you know what I mean, because I feel like that's a universal understanding. Yeah, it's just not the best I've tried. And now that I've had AirPods Pro Gen 2 quality of transparency and noise cancellation, it's really hard for me to go back. But in saying that, the AirPods that I love are around $130-ish more than these Beats Studio Buds Plus. So, you know, it's a luxury item. And for the price at which it sits, it's good. And if we are talking about prices and, you know, thinking about what else is on the market, well, I gotta remind myself that not everyone uses an iPhone. And look, I've used Google Pixel for like 3 years straight. I was obsessed with it. I love the Samsung flip phones. I love the Samsung like Ultra. At the moment, I'm trying the new Motorola flip phone. So I'm no Android hater. I just currently am using the iPhone as my daily. What I'm trying to say is these buds are great for both Android users or iPhone users, but they're kind of like an Apple product, right? So if you're looking for something not only unique if you're going for the transparent ones, but high quality, because in the past I thought Beats were a little meh, but at this stage, they're really similar to the AirPods quality, then these are an awesome option. And AirPods are compatible with Android devices, but they're just not as seamless. Like, they are made for Apple products. Interestingly though, as someone that is endlessly comparing them to AirPods in this video, I will say they have a clicky button to like skip, pause, and turn on transparency, etc., instead of like a little pressy tactile kind of button. It's actually like a physical little press, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the main difference in, I guess, hardware that I noticed. Now, battery life, oh, you're gonna love that though. You get 9 hours in the buds themselves if you're not using any noise cancellation, and I think it's about 6 with active noise cancellation. But also, you get 3 recharges of the buds out of the case. So you're getting a really long battery life, and they also have a quick charge feature where if you charge these for just 5 minutes, you get an hour of playback. Overall, they are really excellent buds all round, but they do have these little factors and little features that may make them not the perfect buds for you. And unfortunately, they will not be making it to my daily driver, but I would wear them, I would use them, and they are good. If you've resonated with a lot of what I've said in this video though, then I really would recommend you check out the Beats Fit Pro. Now, they are a different bud style or shape entirely. So It's so hard to recommend another type of bud when it might not fit in your ear the same way. But essentially, these are approximately $30 more expensive, and they are the next tier up in the Beats earbuds range. In my opinion, they are worth the extra cost for so many reasons. They essentially trump every single feature that I've talked about today. So sound quality, I think, is a lot closer to Apple AirPods Pro Gen 2, which is great, especially the noise cancellation. That is a lot better, and the transparency is a lot better. It feels like they just sort of snuck the technology from the Apple AirPods Gen 1 into the Fit Pro buds, so it's pretty cool. But not only that, these are the buds that I actually could replace my AirPods with because of that little winged ear tip that they have. They were the best Apple buds I've used for any kind of exercise or just vigorous dancing and movement. Also, the buds are a lot easier to get in and out of the case. All round, they get a huge thumbs up from me, and that would be my choice over these unless you desperately want the transparency and you're fine with everything I've talked about today. Often I would just order a product based on the YouTube reviews I've watched, but with these ones, I would recommend if you can get to an Apple store to just test them out and compare them to the other Beats Fit Pro and the Apple AirPods. But the good thing about Apple is you have a 14-day return window, or at least a 7-day return window. So you could order them, but you have to be able to take them back in store to return them. But I hope you have good luck with your earbuds hunting, and if you get the transparent ones, vibes. I respect that, and they are very, very sick. I'm gonna be reviewing some transparent tech on my YouTube channel, actually, so if you have any ideas for transparent tech hauls or anything you want me to do, let me know, but I've got a couple of awesome ideas, and I cannot wait to show you. I have ordered so much crazy transparent tech, so stay tuned. I'll see you next time, bye-bye!